So I'm personally not the biggest fan of day in the life videos because I don't enjoy them as much. I also believe in creating videos that I would want to watch, videos that would provide me the most value if I was the viewer. However, when you look at the YouTube landscape, it is clear that people like watching day in the life type videos. I've also gotten a decent amount of requests from people to make videos like this, so I've come to a middle ground. At this point, we all kind of do the same thing. We wake up in the morning, have breakfast, go to work, have lunch, then work again. Go to the gym after work, come back home, watch a TV show or read a book, then go to sleep. Not necessarily in that order, but you get the point. In this video, I'll take you through the day, showing you all, if not most of those things. However, I will also be sharing my thought process and tips that have helped me succeed as it relates to specific parts of the day. Let's start with the first part, the morning and starting the day. Good morning. It is currently about 7 a.m. As you've already seen, I love to start the day with a good breakfast. It pretty much sets a good cadence for the rest of the day. Let's talk about the idea of being or not being a morning person for a little bit. I find the concept of being a morning person very interesting. In college, I always swore I was not a morning person until I tried going to the gym at 6 a.m. for one full semester. It was hard initially, but after a week, my body adjusted to it. The two main things that helped me then and still help me to get up early in the morning now are: one, my mindset and having a reason to wake up, and two, getting enough sleep. I always try to make sure I have a reason to wake up early in the morning and ensure that that reason is important to me. I wouldn't miss an early morning flight because I overslept. Main reason being the flight is important to me and I wouldn't want to miss it. Suppose I want to wake up early to start the habit of going to the gym in the morning or getting some extra hours of studying or working on a project. I have to convince myself that those reasons are important enough for me to wake up in the morning, almost as important as me catching a flight. The second tip that helps me wake up early is getting enough rest. If I sleep early, say around 10 p.m., I generally find it easier to wake up early as well. Everyone is different, but I know I can only get so many hours of sleep before I start feeling like it's too much and want to get out of bed. For me, that number is 7 to 8 hours. Anything more than that, I start to feel groggy and wake up tired. The number one benefit of waking up early for me is that it gives me more time during the day to accomplish more. Going to the gym in the morning frees up my evenings to do whatever I want. I can also accomplish 1 or 2 personal tasks before starting the workday. Speaking of tasks, one thing I try to do is to write down what I want to accomplish by the end of the day. I either do this in the morning or the night before. I love being busy, which means I tend to bite off more than I can chew. Doing this helps me narrow down what I need to do for the day, so I'm not overwhelmed by the 100 other things I need to do. I group the task into personal related tasks like errands or favors for friends and family, YouTube related tasks, business related tasks, and work related tasks. This way, nothing falls through the cracks. I'm working from the office today, so let's head out. The drive to the office is only about 5 minutes. During the drive, I listen to songs that make me happy and put me in a good mood. I get to the office around 8 a.m. The first thing I do is catch up on all the messages and emails from the previous day, then plan for all the meetings I have scheduled today so I don't show up unprepared. I have my first meeting around 10 a.m., then the second meeting around 11 a.m. This meeting was a design meeting where a coworker and I met up to whiteboard some architectural design ideas for a project we were working on. This is what I miss the most about working in person, being in the same room and exchanging ideas. I believe some meetings can be done virtually, but this isn't one of those meetings. If we had done this virtually, we would have gotten it done eventually, but it would have taken longer and we both wouldn't have been as into it or motivated as we were here. There's something about meeting in person and exchanging ideas that I really enjoy. I rounded up this meeting around noon, then headed out to lunch with other coworkers. We ate at this Mexican restaurant called The Matador. We wrapped up lunch around 1 p.m., then headed back to the office for more work. So it's 1:30 in the afternoon and I just came back from lunch. Luckily for me, as you've already seen, I have my own office space so I can do all the talking I want without bothering anyone. Speaking of talking, let's have a little chat about excelling in your career. Well, I'll talk and you listen. When it comes to careers, there's two types of people. There are people who come to work for the sole purpose of a paycheck. They come in, perform their duties, and leave. The job is simply a means for them to get paid, and they may not necessarily have a passion for what they're doing, and that's completely fine. We find ourselves in situations like this all the time. The other group of people are people who love what they're doing and they're excited to come to work. To them, they may not see it as work. They have a passion for what they're doing and they love getting paid for it. Then there's the people in the middle as well, but regardless of where you fall, all groups usually have one thing in common. They all want more money. I have found that the best way to get more money and excel in most corporate jobs is to bring value. Communicate with your supervisor and ask them what they need to see from you for you to go to that next level. They usually say something along the lines of doing more impactful work or taking ownership and delivering on high value projects. They could also ask that you be more active during meetings or lead the meetings yourself. Do more presentations, ask more questions, or offer up suggestions to problems. Basically, provide more value. When the time for bonuses come, you are likely to get more money and get promoted because you are valuable. No one will promote you to a higher level when you're not doing higher level work already. That's a recipe for disaster. You need to show that you can handle that level before they put you there. I got promoted twice within a short span, and I didn't request any of the promotions. I was simply providing more value and doing work above my level. Everyone was on the consensus that I was performing way above my current level. Now, I understand my situation is different and teams are completely different as well. There's a chance that you do more and still not get promoted or get that big bonus for many reasons. That's how some places operate and it sucks. As a matter of fact, some places will take advantage of you for even doing more and give you more tasks without rewarding you. In situations like that, your best bet is to get a competing offer and leave. If the current job doesn't see your value, there are plenty of other jobs out there that will. We're currently in a candidate market and everyone is always hiring. I spent the rest of the day working on more projects and attending meetings. I wrapped up and left the office at around 4:30 p.m. I headed over to the city town centers to take some pictures of cherry blossoms I saw during lunch. The springtime is gorgeous here in the Pacific Northwest. These cherry blossom trees are everywhere and they tend to stand out because of their unique color. They bloom once a year and are out for about 3 to 4 weeks, and after that, you have to wait for the next spring season before you can see them again. I get back home at around 5 p.m., tidy up the dishes from the morning and take a little nap. After napping, I usually go to the gym, but today is Thursday and on Thursdays, I play tennis. Gio! I've played basketball my whole life and needed a change. I tried tennis and instantly fell in love. I started playing last year and I've loved learning it. I find the process of sucking at something and gradually getting better with time and practice very therapeutic. I use it as my constant reminder that it's okay to suck at something. It forces me to step out of that comfort zone where I'm in control to learn a new skill. I do these clinics twice a week where you play with other people on your level and train with a coach as he points out your mistakes and guides you to do better. After tennis, I head over to Chipotle to grab some dinner. I get home at around 8 p.m., shower, watch some TV as I eat dinner, then head over to my desk to complete any pending tasks on my checklist for the day. Just came back from tennis and had some dinner. I'm going to start working on brainstorming ideas for the next project or for the next video. Over time, I've learned that the number one hindrance to me getting stuff done is me. The problem isn't motivation, it's discipline. I always have something to do but end up spending time on my phone avoiding it for no specific reason. Whenever I have a task that doesn't have a clear path and involves some thinking, say writing for example, I think about it for a little bit, and if the answer doesn't come right away or the sentence doesn't flow, I'm in an uncomfortable situation where it's not working out, so I pick up my phone. Within 1 to 2 minutes of coming back to the thought process, everything flows and I realize that I didn't need that 20-minute social media break. What I needed was to stay focused and push through that uncomfortable state. There are 24 hours in a day, and consciously or unconsciously, we allocate those hours doing something. It's usually 8 hours at work, 2 hours for the gym, 1 hour eating, and 9 hours on our phone. Yes, 9 hours. Sometimes I average 7 to 10 hours on my phone per day, but I can't have it both ways. Something has to give. When I have a lot to do and end up accomplishing everything, while still averaging 7 to 10 hours of screen time, my sleep is usually lacking, which leads to burnout and other unwanted issues. The phone can be a good escape to distress, but like everything, it needs to be used in moderation. I also don't spend every night working. On some nights, I hang out with friends or watch movies because that's what I need. We're not machines fine-tuned for 100% productivity every day. Each day will look different, but I found that it's all about being intentional about what you do with your time, while organizing and prioritizing what is important to you and finding the balance. That's it for this one. If you enjoyed the video, then consider subscribing. Thank you very much for watching and catch you on the next one.